Hello, everybody. I'm Ned Kaye, and this is the XWF podcast. I am joined by the lovely and sexy Gator.
Oh, hello.
Ooh. he does the podcast and he looks sexy while doing it. I'm joined also by the adorable and wholesome and doesn't fuck his mom, Maverick.
Gee, thanks for that. What the fuck?
I said you don't. That's a compliment. So,
You said probably doesn't.
no, I didn't say probably. I don't think I did. And we have a special guest this evening, the one and only former Grand High Pooh Bobby Bourbon. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you for saying I'm special. I appreciate it.
He's special.
You're very special to all of us.
Aw, thank you.
Welcome back. Actually, welcome back because, before the retooling, where I became a permanent tool again, you were...
Oh my.
I love how Gator was just like, yep, that is what happened.
What can I say? I'm a unique tool. I'm like an Allen wrench. Yeah, not going to disagree with that one. Good call.
Thank you. So for tonight, we're going to be going over the Anarchy card, the March Madness card, results, I should say, and then we're going to be looking towards the future at this mini pay-per-view Weekend Warfare, which I keep fucking up in my brain and saying Winter Warfare because I'm stupid.
No, I do.
I mean, it's years of a habit. I can't blame you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I will run us through Anarchy right all quick because we skipped last week and Sidney Grey made me feel bad about it. So,
Aw.
first,
I'm surprised you're acknowledging Anarchy's existence, honestly.
well, I got some special news to tell you guys. Guess who's going to be taking over Anarchy in the future?
Ooh.
Yep.
Congratulations on the promotion.
I know, right?
Now you get to run a show that you just recently found out about.
Yeah. It's one of those things. It's either die as a hero or live long enough to become something you hate.
I feel like I'm witnessing a Greek epic in real time. You've spent so many years hating anarchy, despising the ground it is, and now you are forced to helmet.
Yeah, heavy as the head that wears the crown.
He's gonna make it into something he loves.
Maybe we'll see. My main goal was trying to get it out on time, just to rub it on Vinny's fucking face. Anyway, first
I respect it.
Okay, from 23rd of March, live from Before Christ Place, BC Place, I don't know, from Vancouver, British Columbia. On the docket, we got Scroll 41 versus Chad GPT, Freya Adler versus Joanne Elamode, Molly Barnes versus Gina Van Zyl, a contract signing between Sidney Grey and HDH, or her, and the main event is the Justice League, with consisting of the Atomic Bat, Rastamon, and the Blue Tango versus Fugs, Tommy Wish, John Black, and Reggie Estrada in a Burka Knuckle brawl. So we start off every go on, Ned.
I have a question.
Yes.
How many does it take to Blue Tango?
2.
There you go.
Thank you, Bobby.
Well,
No dicking around, Bobby Bourbon, like that. Okay, we start off Anarchy like we do.
It was a guess. I'm sorry. I didn't know that for certain.
Oh, God
I
damn
thought
it.
he was an educated guess, though.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Right, Anarchy. I don't want to spend more time on this.
We got a lot of science to go through here.
We do. Right. Start off Anarchy like we do every other Anarchy with a stupidly long big prayer. Actually, wait, look, I'm not going to write an intro. This show is modified a bit because it has like 0 time. But just rest assured there was a metric fuck ton of pyro. Oh god. I love tired can't be arsed, Vinny is the best.
If only he was here for it.
Check out these signs. My little brother is a Nelophile.
Please don't read that ever again.
Goth drops made me smoke cloves.
What the fuck? Ned's dying.
Sydney smashed Malik Raheem. The LFL was rigged, and LSM is flat-chested.
Oh my.
Did I ever do the Goth Drops jingle, like the full one that I envisioned
I
on the
don't think you
podcast?
did, no. Do you remember
Yeah,
it?
it was. Yeah, I do.
Oh,
It
okay.
was. Win your throats in oblivion. Goth Drops are the best. Goth Drops number one. Which is awful.
You can use that,
It's an
Lachlan, if you're
awful-
listening, mate.
Go for it.
Someone has to.
Take that
Someone's
homework.
gotta use this. Make it canon.
The show, after the signs an epic fire show, the show opens up with Sidney Grey and J Omega. They're continuing the little storyline that happened from March Madness, which I am very ecstatic about. Love that shit. Not March Madness, Weekend Warfare. Yeah. And then we go into Squirrel 31 versus Chad GPT. God. I wrote this match real quick, and I actually asked Chat GPT to write some of the match for me, and it turned out pretty okay. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So Chat GPT, it does not like writing violence, especially when it's an android versus a little animal. Does not like it one bit. So if you preference it saying it's a fake wrestling show, it actually does a pretty fucking good job.
You know what? I gotta keep that in mind. I gotta test this out for myself now.
Yeah, it's really helpful. Quite a bit of back and forth, a couple like cool little spots. Things heat up a minute when ChatGPT decided that Chad was going to shoot lasers from his fucking eyes. That came out of nowhere. And
How did he not get disqualified?
I know. Well, it was the Extreme Rules match, so anything goes.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
And I mean, technically, a laser beam shot from your eye is a foreign object. Who can say?
I hate that you entered that question in my brain.
It's, we all remember like last time laser eyes were used back in 1987 between Harley Race and
Why did we
one
stop?
Barton.
What did I do?
Harley racing a Don Morocco.
yeah, they used laser eyes.
Oh,
And
yeah,
there was
of
actually
course.
there was also the spin the wheel make the deal match from WCW. Jake the Snake Roberts and Sting. Before that match started, they both used laser eyes. We were at the bar, they were having a conflict. And
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. Thank you for the additional lore, Robbie.
That was classic. I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So good back and forth. Couple of crazy little spots between a robot man and a squirrel. One of my favourite little moments. I asked Chad because Chad started getting booed, and he's meant to be a face because he's been hurting a squirrel this match, so it's the cause he gets booed.
Aww.
So I asked Chat GPT to write an apology for me, and, and it went great. He apologised for his actions. Says animal cruelty is wrong, and then he says, "Let's go, Vancouver Whitecaps FC," because they play at that arena, which is fucking incredible.
I love this already.
Yeah. Squirrel takes advantage from the apology with a mega punch, baby, and Vinny Lace is super effective. But then I write, of course, it's not super effective because it's mega punch is a normal type move and therefore can't be super effective.
Oh,
And
that's too bad.
I know. But yeah, so Chad doesn't really go down in time, and then Squirrel 31 calls in his reinforcements with 40 squirrels flooding the ring to try and take Chad down. Chad manages to bat them all off just in time as Squirrel 31 leaps off the turnbuckle for the flying squirrel. But Chad GPT counters it with an F5, aka his Thunderbolt driver, and gets a 1-2-3.
Wow, what an opening match! That was a fun one.
Fucking fantastic. A free Adler versus Sweet Elmo next. There was just a censored picture on screen, so a free Adler won apparently with Spice sexy flag retrieval. Cool.
A sexy flag. What?
Yeah. It's just a picture of Freya Adler with a Canadian flag over her. That's it. She won.
I see it now.
Yeah.
It's not even well composited. It looks really bad, and that makes it worse.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I love that.
That's like the cherry on top.
Comes backstage. Sidney Grey is trying to get a title back from Tommy, and manages to do it. I think. Cool. Good for her.
Yeah.
Molly Barnes versus Gina Van Zyl is a picture of squashes. Molly Barnes wins.
Ta-ta.
Yeah. Contract signing. Sid Grey and HGH officially meet in the ring to ink the March Madness contract. Big long segment. I'm not going to go through it, sadly. Sarah Lachlan, of course, makes an appearance. And yeah, a contract gets signed, and of course it ends well, as everybody knows. And then, our main event, the Atomic Bat Wrestler Man and the Blue Tango versus Tommy Wish, John Black, and Reggie Estrada in a Burke Knuckle brawl. I wrote this match also, and something I didn't read before I signed up to run this match is that they needed to score a goal. So guess who had to look up how hockey works to write a match? So yeah, I watched one hockey match and wrote down what I saw when the first goal happened and just flavoured it up a bit. And the Justice League get the first goal in and send Reggie Estrada into the penalty box for 5 minutes, and then the brawl starts. Huge back and forth, but the numbers game takes its toll on John Black and Tommy Wish. Reggie Estrada comes out with a head full of fire, attacks Rasta Man, and then superhero bullshit starts to happen. Blue Tango, he grapples up into the rafters in waiting, as Rastaman pulls out a blunt and uses like a smoke screen, and it gets Reggie high as Rastaman disappears. So Estrada just sits down on the ice like going whoa, and he's out of the match.
Hope it gets well soon.
Me too. Atomic Back, Higo goes to town on Wish with a vicious head kick. A vicious overhead kick, bloop, followed by a right hook, powie, and a stomp onto Wish's foot. Image, Cole and Batman, EOW.jp. And as Wish hops around on the ice, the Blue Tango flies from the sky, delivering a brutal dive kick. Bam. And JB tries to stand his ground with his two comrades down, but yeah, the numbers game is like way too much for him, and he gets like a double super kicked into the hockey goal, and the winners are the Justice League.
Well, John Black sure tried. I mean, I'll give him that.
Yeah, he did definitely try. He put up a good fight, but sadly, 3-on-1, it's always going to end badly.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the Justice League. I mean, I think bright things are going to be in their future. You know,
Oh,
they have that little magnetic pull towards them in terms of entertainment. So I think they might be having a crack at the Anarchy Championship soon. Personally,
Yeah,
I do agree.
I think the lesson. I think the lesson here is clear. You don't want to get greened out in front of the Blue Tango.
Nice, well done, well done.
Thank you.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Ned, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Bobby pats me on the head with his literal gorilla-sized hand.
Oh, and that is Anarchy, and let me just double check if there's a card out yet. There is not, so fuck you, Anarchy viewers.
You don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, big surprise.
Anarchy.
Anything could happen.
Anything could happen.
Yeah.
Anything.
There could be no show.
Oh shit. Maybe the Bing Bong Twins will get taken down again.
You know, the next show should be the Christmas one just to throw everybody off.
Oh, that'd be
Oh
great.
my god, yes. And in any event, we go from Anarchy over now to March Madness 5 live from the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. So we had a very, very massive card as befitting of an XWF pay-per-view. We have the final four between Peter Vaughn and Noah Jackson, as well as Sidney Grey and Ned Kaye. Centurion versus Gina Van Zyl. We had the Just This League hopping back up again with the Atomic Bat and the Blue Tango and tag team match against the honorable mentions in Vagabond and Clyde Rover. We had Jay Omega versus Isaiah King in a TV title contendership match. We had Mark Wright taking on Barney Green. We had Sidney Grey versus HGH for the Anarchy Championship, which is what they signed the contract for.
Mm-hmm.
We had a triple threat tag team match between the Cool Kids, Sarah Lackland and Vaughn versus Michael Graves and Catherine Tiberius teaming up back up again. And we also had the Saga, Jason Cash and Ryan Keto. Then we had the TV title match between Dolly Waters and Dionysus. We had John Black versus Goth for the Extreme Championship. The finals of the March Madness 5. And finally, Mark Flynn versus Bobby Bourbon in Mini Golf Masters Mayhem.
What a card.
What a card indeed. I mean, honestly, just like there's a lot of things to look forward to. But which is why I won't be taking up any more of your time. We're going to get right into the opening match. So I wrote this match, and I tried to give it justice, just like get the show started as strong as possible. Part of me thinks I might have overdid it in a couple spots, but I'm definitely proud of the end result. So, I mean, I tried highlighting just Noah, coming out of nowhere and just really establishing his dominance, and Peter really had to come out of nowhere and just like really be coming from behind in this match, because they both had similar strategies to start off with trying to fight dirty and not really working out because they alerted the ref as soon as something really went wrong. And then eventually things spilled out to the outside, and Noah managed to counter Peter charging with a back body drop. Peter Vaughn went right back into the fans and just dented the chairs with his back. So that really set the stage for the rest of the match. And ultimately, I mean, Peter Vaughn, the will to win is just immense with him. And I mean, he tried his best to like really battle back and get the victory, but Noah managed to survive each and every bit of his onslaughts. Eventually, Peter Vaughn went to go for the plunge, and Noah countered by crotching him on the top turnbuckle. Peter tried to fight back, but Noah caught the incoming punch and just hit him with the down thunder for the 1, 2, 3. Noah Jackson advances to the finals.
Woo! Yeah.
You know the lesson?
Yeah. What did you say?
You know the lesson here?
What's the lesson?
Peter Vaughn should have worn a cup. I've been telling people.
He should have worn a cup. There we go.
I've been telling people. Yeah.
Noah even made sure to point that out to him right before he hit him with the down thunder. So, I mean...
should have worn a cap can.
This was an amazing opener, man. You really outdid.
You really did. Like I've said before recording, like this is way better than me and Vaughn deserved. Like this was a fucking incredible match. Like reading through it, I was gushing. Like where you were writing stuff where like how Noah was being a cunt, like complaining about closed fists to the ref, and then Vaughn. Because he's a shit heel too, started complaining to the ref about what Noah does as well, and they're both trying to get the ref on each other's sides. It's like, this is a beautiful character work. It was great. It was a fantastic match, mate.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I tried just like including as much details as I could from like going from your roster sheet and from Vaughn's too, just like going all over the place in the RPs too.
Mm-hmm. No, fucking fantastic. You outdid yourself. Really great opener.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Next match.
So, I really do enjoy the match. You get a lot of just Ned striving, moving forward as a valiant face, and Sid not quite being a face whatsoever. Just kind of being a shit heel herself, trying to get one over on Ned, and ultimately, after a great match, good back and forth, you get to see Ned just standing up and taking charge and everybody getting behind Ned Kaye. Sidney had to cheat to win and get a handful of tights. And then Ned...
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great match.
Yeah.
It was a good match,
Really fun one.
A ton of work into March Madness, and you love to see it.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely, yeah. Like, Sydney's RPs for this match were fucking insane, like, really good. So, yeah, it's...
for sure.
I'll say it for I'm very sad to see Ned lose because I wanted to beat him in the finals, but, oh well, it is what it is.
How can... What a consolation. Thank you.
Next match.
Noah had to get his wish one day.
You've already beaten me, you've done.
Yeah, I know, but it's better on a pay-per-view.
You can never beat someone too many times.
Like do it here.
Ned, if it weren't for you, if you beat Sidney, Noah would be the Universal Champion.
I know. Yeah. So actually, thank you for that, because I do not want that belt. That belt is scary. I actually not want to write 10,000 words. Oh, okay, next
Oh
match.
my god.
You can't totally spoil that. Let's cut that out too. Oh fuck.
Oh, I think everyone knows. It's fine.
Okay.
All right, next match: Centurion versus Gina Van Zyl. Very quick squash match here. Centurion just looking very strong from the get-go. Pretty cool little character moment where Centurion allows Gina to get the first hit in before he decimates her, and hits the 1,000 mile slam and gets a 1, 2, 3. Nice and easy.
Nice. I mean, hey, Centurion coming right back into the swing of things, and we're glad to see him back. So hopefully, we see more of him pretty soon.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And,
he's got a lot to take care of after his girlfriend, who's like 40 years younger than him, retired.
Jesus. Why are you coming at Ruby like that, man? What'd she do to you?
No, I like Ruby. I'm just saying, like, I love Sid too, but oh my gosh.
You like some
Holy Leonardo DiCaprio, Batman.
Oh, fucking hell, what is this show?
Oh.
It's Listen to Ned Giggle, the hour-and-a-half long bullshit.
Oh.
Okay.
This is the best show.
The greatest.
Next match, it's the return of the Justice League. It is Batman and the Blue Tango versus the Honourable Mentions, Vagabond and Clyde Rover. Anyone want to take this one?
I'll take the next one.
Okay.
Well, Vagabond and the Blue Tango, they start off the match. It's a good match. It's well written. It's brief, but it just wastes any time in giving people their chance to shine. It gives Vagabond his flowers, gives Wrecker his flowers. I'm digging Vagabond's work. He's going places within the Fed.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like you brought up earlier in Mav, we were going over Madness.
Right.
Blue Tango and Atomic Back, the Justice League, they're headed places. They have a great dynamic. The RPs are very entertaining. They're fun to read, and just bigger and better things are on the way. We all hope.
Yeah, absolutely. I really enjoy Vagabond's stuff. He could definitely use a win, I would say, but he's like millimeters close from getting a good win for his character, but.
I think it'll definitely happen sooner rather than later.
100%, yeah. But I am enjoying his work, and but yeah, the fucking Blue Tango and something about right now, they're on fire. I'm loving this stuff.
Yeah, I'm definitely glad the Justice League won. I mean, they're gonna have a really fun match with the tag teams, who we'll get to later.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Next is a Ned Kaye and Jason Cash segment. Ned, do you know what happens in this segment?
I do.
Okay. Would you like to run us through it?
Sure.
Oh, baby.
So, oh boy.
Gotta collect himself for this monster of a segment.
Jason talks to Ned for a short while because he's... Oh my fucking lord. Happy birthday under a faucet. Jason is auditioning for several saga mascots, wanting to make sure which would be the best one.
Oh, I love this.
Oh my god.
It should be noted that Theo is unimpressed by this. But
He just has high standards.
He does. Jason is indignant in the face of this, saying, "What is a need? Do we need that fancy suit you're wearing? Does anyone need ass like their mouth is a bidet?" Jason Cash, a true poet with words. You love to see him hiring a fucking mascot for the most stable that's ever been stable.
Truly, one of the most stables of all time.
Yes. One of the stables of all time.
Hey, we're getting better.
Yeah. A mascot could definitely brighten you up.
Yeah, it's going to be a literal gorilla, I heard.
Oh.
New lore dropping? Character development?
Lord. Yeah, well, that's because, obviously the character trajectory of Ned Kaye is trying to, reach out to people who have had problems with him, and who has had a bigger problem with Ned Kaye than a literal gorilla?
This is true.
He's got a point.
Yeah.
Gorilla still hates Ned Kaye, though. I don't think you understand that, Ned. It's deep.
He's just got a lot of work to do to make up for it, is all. I mean, who says that good things don't come with time?
Yeah.
Oh,
The gorilla.
Holy fuck.
Oh, fantastic. I've got to mention this as well, because we talked about podcasts a lot. In the Anarchy show, so what happened in the main event is that the ring crew got rid of the ring and replaced the entire area with a hockey field or ice field, whatever you call it. I don't know.
Ice rink.
Ice rink, thank you.
Yeah, a ring.
So they replaced it with ice rink. I made it canon now that Chris Van Zyl is the head of the ring crew. So
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
I wrote in that he blows on his hammer and spins it into a holster like a revolver.
Every time Chris Van Zyl comes out to the ring, he does the revolver ocelot hand spin, but with the hammer.
Oh my god, yes.
This hammer is the greatest hammer in the world.
I want to play with that now. I want to make it so Chris the Hammer Von Bon comes out and he's doing something and it requires a torque wrench. He pulls out a hammer and gets it done.
Oh, yes.
There's a Phillips head. He pulls out his hammer and still gets it done. Chris the Hammer Von Bon, the only tool he'll need, as opposed to the tools that we have with us today on the podcast. I know.
Well done.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think Chris Van Zyl new motto should be, when you're a hammer, the whole world gets nailed.
Nice. I like that.
I really hope that he's watching this and taking notes.
He is not. I can guarantee you
We gotta
that.
send it to him. We gotta send it to him.
All right. Okay. So the handler of Chris Van Zyl, I have told him that we have a podcast. I have sent him a link to the podcast. He has not responded at all, and we have made fun of him relentlessly.
All I can think of, after I brought up Revolver Ocelot, all I can think of is such a lust for construction.
Just the XWF version of Bob the Builder.
Oh. Finally, a hammer to surpass Metal Gear.
Holy fuck.
Finally a tool to surpass Ned Kaye. Okay.
Then he does the
That's just an
revolver
average hammer, though. I mean, after all, that's what took him out backstage, remember?
Oh my
That's true.
god, you're right.
When he challenged him to a non-title match in the future.
Fucking 2 months ago.
I don't even have the title anymore, and he still hasn't gotten the match.
I mean, he wasn't looking for the title, so I don't think that plays a factor in it, to be fair.
True, that's the madness.
Oh my god. I love Chris the Hammer Van Zyl. I love Chris Van Zyl so much. He's the best thing to come into our lives, legit.
I hope he built the bridge.
Holy fuck. Okay, continuing on now. We have J Omega versus Isaiah King in the TV Talk contendership match. So I was in charge of writing this one. It was a short but sweet one. I think I should have definitely gone on a bit longer with this one, but it was also very late at night when I wrote this one, so that is my excuse for that. But I do my best to try and make both these guys look as good as possible. I tried playing up the high ring IQ between them both, and they really played it like a chess match here. I mean, it starts out with striking exchanges, almost more like an MMA match before things eventually started transitioning more to wrestling, and the pace started quickening up a little bit. I mean, there was some submissions getting thrown in there, like Dragon Sleeper. Ultimately, it ended up with Isaiah King managing to power through and reversing against Omega rushing to the corner, hitting the crown shatter, and then eventually hitting the guillotine of destruction to get the 1-2-3. Isaiah King wins, is the new TV title #1 contender, and after the match, he looks a bit deranged, says he's coming for you, the one who started this all, apparently, and he might have lost his marbles, but we'll have to see what happens on Warfare first.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Like, as I King, he was being all over Weekend Warfare as of late as well. Like, doing these, like, little segments and vignettes, and I've been loving them. Like, he's just been showing up in the crowd, watching certain matches, which I'm guessing what he's leading up to. Well, I think I know what he's leading up to, but I won't spoil it just in case nobody else knows. But very, very interesting what Isaiah King is doing right now, which is great. I'm really happy to see it, because when he lost against our dear old sweet Ned, you know, he was on a big winning streak for a while, and then Ned was his first loss. And, you know, and Vinny said it as well, it's like a lose can really help you sometimes, and it's definitely really helped King here, and I'm loving his stuff.
It's definitely helped to flesh him out a bit more, and Isaiah King is just a really talented, really creative writer. I mean, he's really taken what's been being thrown at him, he's just run with it nonstop, and I mean, we're seeing that here too. And I mean, honestly, I just cannot wait to see what happens come Warfare with his match against the TV champion. So I mean, it's definitely going to be one to watch, and I hope he gets back on his winning way soon, because I mean, he deserves it.
Oh, 100%, yeah. I love King. Then this was a good match. This was a really good match as well. So well done again, Mav. You keep doing great.
Yeah. Strong work, Mav.
Very strong writer. Okay, next match. Mad Dog Matt Wright versus Barney Green. This was a pretty quick match. Barney Green no-showed, sadly. So, Mad Dog, very, very strong look for him, just getting him over as a fucking pretty dominant wrestler. Just beats the crap out of Green for a while, and gets the win.
Yeah, I mean, entertaining stuff here. Good character work from Mark Wright, because I mean, he really came into the XWF, and I mean, he just really had like a brick wall shoved in front of him. I mean, he faced Ryan Keto in one of his first matches. He faced Sarah Lackland too, I believe. I mean, just like, you know, you can't really ask for a more tougher start than that. But I mean, Mark Wright is still here, and he's still going. I mean, he finally got his first win, definitely overdue. So hopefully we get to see some more stuff from him, because I mean, you know, very talented writer.
Very talented writer. Yeah, absolutely correct about that. I love his stuff.
Andy didn't have to bark to win this time, or bark in the match.
That is true.
True.
No.
Maybe the barking is like his bad luck curse.
Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe once he defeats the bark curse, he's going to become Universal Champion.
Well, the bark is his tell, kind of like if you're playing Punch Out, like before Bald Bull, there's the bull run and jump all the way back.
Yeah, okay. I see where you're coming from here.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot.
Well, it's good that we got to see his bite instead of his bark tonight. Moving on. Awful. I'm back to my old ways.
I know, it didn't take long. Okay.
Nothing lasts forever.
Next match. It is HGH versus Sidney Grey for the Anarchy Championship. And I do believe this match was also co-written by ChatGPT. according to ChatGPT in the feedback form. By the way, if you haven't left any feedback for March Madness, please do so. It really helps us out, and I appreciate it heavily.
For sure.
Anyone want to take this match, or do you want me to run through it?
So I want to say already, just a talk about the commentary on this match. Bama, oh my God, saying some wild shit in this match.
Oh, tell me about it. Did you see the TikTok line as well?
Yes, I did. That was the one. That was the one. I'll quote it now just because I feel it's relevant. I hate you so much, TikTok. You are a vile tool of the Chinese. What a decision. And I think that was Chat GPT too. So,
I
like,
think
what
it
the
was,
fuck?
yeah.
We're getting these robots.
I think Bama's just really getting hit by the dementia right now, personally, because he was going on about Mark Zuckerberg earlier in the match too. So I mean,
I would say it was the night of the machines, but the Green Machine just lost. So, due to Sidney Grey already having wrestled earlier in the night, dealing with March Madness is a tough thing. Just as a writer, Gator can tell you that, I can tell you that, even Bobby Bourbon can tell you that. It takes a lot out of you. So, not only in character, but out of character, it can be difficult to keep all of your focus, especially when you've got a title that you have to defend that night. And you can see it in this match. Sid comes in, but HGH is ready to fucking go. Even on that note, Sidney starts out off this match strong, catches him off guard. And some of that is just straight up conditioning. You know, when you're wrestling for a pay-per-view like this, for an event, you've got to be conditioned to keep those additional matches in mind. Something Noah Jackson will remind everybody, I hope, at the post-March Madness press conference. As he eats muffins.
I was just following my hero, Phil C.M. Brooks.
Sidney tries to hit her signature, but HGH springs to his feet, grabs her ankle. A lot of heel shenanigans. They're just, you know, you've got a lot of dishonest participation here tonight, but you love to see it. You love to see that high shit heel kind of behavior. But for the most part, this match is fairly clean. Sidney pins HGH earlier, earlier on in the match, but he kicks out and he keeps going. Then you get your amazing TikTok being a vile tool of the Chinese line. A man in a black hoodie attacks, hits Sid Grey with a baseball bat. And HGH steals the Anarchy Championship.
Who could have done such a thing?
And familiar music plays. Centurion's new theme music.
So
the question remains: is Centurion going to continue to date this woman who's 40 years younger than him, or has he just broken it off in the most violent way possible?
What the?
Did you know Ruby isn't going to stand for that?
No.
This Gina Van Zyl's fault why Ruby's retirement got ruined partly because of Gina Van Zyl. So you know, Centurion's just trying to protect his bay, his woosah, as Vinny Lane likes to say.
His woosah?
Is that what he says? Was that what Vinny says?
I've never heard him say that, I think. Maybe he does.
He says that about fucking Jason Cash's bird. Fucking, what's his name? Josh and Spencer.
Okay. I feel like that's checked.
Every single time Josh Spencer is brought up, Vinny Lane says popcorn girl and woosah.
Popcorn girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, go figure. Well, there is a bit of a mystery as to whether or not that Centurion was actually the one beneath the hood. And as somebody who was similarly screwed under certain circumstances, thank you, Peter Vaughn. I have to say, I mean, I think we should see on Anarchy what happened and hear his side of the story first before we make any rash assumptions.
You are true. Yeah, right about that. I do think the XWF should establish a no hoodie rule, though, because we've had so much problems with hooded men. And, yeah.
You're not wrong.
Get the hood out.
Oh my god.
Wouldn't it be wild if it was Peter Vaughn who interfered in this match?
Yeah.
Like, maybe he planned to from the beginning, because he's like, I'll screw her over. I'll beat Noah, screw her over, and then win, March Madness. But he loses in the semifinals, and then he's like, well, I already got the hood and the baseball bat.
At that point, he's just being petty. Just being petty at that point.
No, it's just being cheap. It's like, it's like, oh, threw away the receipts. Oh, I need to use them.
Oh, that is
good to save it for a rainy day, to be fair.
Save my salt baseball bat for next week.
Okay.
He's like, how the hell can I screw over Saga again?
Next match.
Speaking of.
Oh, it's the Cool Kids. Sarah Lachlan and Angie Vaughn are current tag team champions versus Michael Graves and Cadron Tiberius versus Saga in the first ever tag match in 6 months. Jason Cash and Ryan Keto. Bobby Bourbon, if you are here, would you like to take over?
I had some fun writing this one. The rules on it were a little tricky because it's no DQ, but only 2 competitors in the ring at any given time. So I just kind of had them brawl around outside for a little bit. And they went crazy. They went up to the entrance ramp. They fought on the big V by the entrance, and then they fought their way back down to the ring. And after Lachlan and Vaughn get laid out by the big V, and then I try to make it so that way everybody had a chance to look cool. There was some good tandem offense between Keto and Cash because of what I was reading in their RPs. Cadron and Graves, I try to make them a little bit like kind of play the sneaky ass heels in this one, where they're going to do tricky shit, try to be clever and outwit what's going on.
Definitely fitting.
Yeah, and then down the pike, of course, there's the big the recovery where the Cool Kids they get a little bit better and they're back into the match. Like Vaughn does the crazy contortionist spot into the ring to tag out somebody who's getting pinned. The referee at one point has to tell somebody, no, I'm not getting the pin, you're not legal. And then it just it comes down to Keto finally hitting somebody. He hits Cadron with his finisher while everybody else is brawling on the outside, and Keto gets the pin. And Saga wins the title, and Keto looks, just relieved afterwards. Him and Cash, they win, and Saga looks good too.
Yeah, I mean, definitely some Saga success was long overdue. So glad to definitely see that here with a long. Hopefully, the tag division gets a good new spotlight on it with this, because I think that's what a lot of us have been looking for a long while now, and I think Keto and Cash are definitely skilled enough to hang with a lot of people. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Nobody. Go ahead, Gabe.
Sorry, I was just about to say, Cash has been on a bit of a tear lately as well, because he's kind of been under the radar a little bit in Anarchy. And then he's gone from winning the X title out of nowhere to now being a co-owner of the tag titles, which is crazy.
Right. I mean, definitely a little moving up in the world there. So I mean, good on him.
Yeah, totally. Good on him.
Yeah. What nobody got is the reason we didn't go after the tag belts. The reason we weren't teaming is because it was too powerful. We had to hone down our power level. Only show up in segments. Otherwise, we would just win the titles night one.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. Anyway, no. Jokes aside. It's funnier to have the pause. Jokes aside, Jason Cash has been doing really, really good. And there's a big reason why he was the first guy in Trilogy. I do think he deserves a lot more of a nod than he necessarily gets. So I'm happy to see him be one half of the tag champs. And Keto had a lot of good stuff here. Lachlan and Angie really brought it. And I also really enjoyed the Fruity Devils entente and their work. And I think you should read the promos for this match. They were quite good.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely. Great work by everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there was really like a weak link in like between any of the teams, honestly, here. Just really entertaining stuff from top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, I'll go ahead and do this one because I didn't write any of the matches. I rode y'all's fucking coattails. Who could it be? A return, a legacy, a legend in the making, or one already made? A Phoenix rises. It's fucking Thunder Knuckles, and he's back in the XW. Holy shit.
Yeah.
We'll have to see it. Let's go.
Fucking great reveal there. Love that shit.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, next match is Dolly Waters, the TV champion, versus Dionysus in a 15-minute long standard singles match.
I forgot that Dolly chose this stip, and it is so Dolly.
For sure.
Is Dolly Waters here with us today? Can we summon her?
Dolly,
Oh.
Dolly.
I don't know what
Well,
that
we
sounds.
tried.
Hey, how's it going?
Right on time.
Hello, guys. Having me.
Oh, happy to have you.
Yeah.
We've summoned you, so now you have to grant our wishes.
I
Yes.
wish for you to read this match.
Damn it, Gator, you wasted it.
Don't worry, we got two more.
Okay.
All right. Well, look, yeah, I'll go through this match. This is the first of the handful of matches that I was able to thankfully help with the show. I'm always happy to do that. So I wanted to do this little 15-minute time limit deal to just kind of point out just that Dolly's not really trying to get her hands too dirty. She's just going to try to run away from Dionysus. That is a big, big man. And she didn't want to tango with that too much. We start out, we got the entrance from Dionysus. He's coming down to the ring with his super cool intro theme and an entrance and all that stuff. But out of nowhere, a rogue figure jumps over the guardrail. So rogues and probably need to be on the chopping block here because Dionysus gets a chop block to the back of his knee unsuspectedly.
Oh no.
Yeah. And gets his head rammed into the ring apron and stuff like that. And we see the figure disrobe, and of course it's none other than Dolly Waters. She busts him open.
That dastardly villain.
Can you imagine if it was a hooded man from before who fucking attacked Gina Van Zyl?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Gator, you might be onto something with that no hood rule you proposed.
There we go.
It was Peter Vaughn.
Where a hooded man attacks people now.
Yeah.
We just has become an actual gimmick for someone.
Sidney
He
Grey.
really wanted to get his money's worth out of that hood.
So, yeah, I mean, anyway, going through the work, Dionysus put up some really great role plays, and I was terrified. And I think that it should show in Dolly's the way that she wrestles this match. She's pretty terrified too. So the 15-minute, she rolls him right into the ring immediately. The 15-minute time limit starts, and she goes for the pin. But Dionysus powers out. Dolly then backs up. She's shocked. She thought that she had the match won already. She gets up. Dionysus. Let's see here. She tries to spear Dionysus through the ropes, but he avoids it, and she goes tumbling to the outside. She turns and kicks him in the face, but he's already kind of soft. He's already kind of absorbed about as much damage as one could to the face, prior to the match. So it doesn't really do much damage, which leads to Dolly having to pull out and try to climb up the turnbuckle as they're brawling up the top turnbuckle. But Dionysus, being the bigger, stronger, much more attractive wrestler, grabs Dolly by the throat, lifts her up, and choke slams her from the top onto the entrance ramp, which kind of caves a little bit, leaves a Dolly-sized dent. He throws her back in the ring, pins her. 1, 2. This one's over. Oh, but unbelievably, Dolly gets the shoulder up just in time as Dionysus seems shocked at Dolly's toughness. He's not going to make that mistake again of trying to pin too early, though, so he throws her into the ropes. He boots her in the face, picks her up again, plants her with a spine buster. Dolly's howling out in agony, and Dionysus is taking full control of this matchup with plenty of time to spare. 9 minutes left on the clock. She starts, actually, she walks. It looks like she's kind of had enough of this. She's headed for the timekeeper's table. She's grabbing the television championship. She's going to make an exit from the arena. But here comes Dionysus back. He blocks her path. Dolly tries to take off running again, but the pain from the choke slam earlier, kind of hobbles her. So she's limping around the ring there and takes off and hides behind the steel steps. So Dionysus comes around the corner, and Dolly throws her shoulder and her back into the steps, popping them out of place. Yeah. So he smashes shin first into those steps, falls over onto his face. Where Dolly then is able to soccer kick Dionysus in the head, and slides back in the ring, thinking she's about to get a count out victory. It gets all the way up to a 9 count when Dionysus is able to get to his feet and roll under the ropes just in time. So it's looking pretty pivotal here. Dionysus is way too tough, way too strong, way too big for Dolly to defeat. So she has got the TV title still cradled in her arm. She is going to bash this guy in the head and just get a DQ and get the hell out of there. But as she tries to do that, the ref gets in between them. He grabs at the TV title. Dolly yanks back. And then as she sees Dionysus standing, she goes ahead and lets go of the TV title, causing the ref to fling back and knock into Dionysus. So she goes for the ode to joy. Dionysus, he grabs her out of midair, hits the nice little ripcord bull hammer like Bad News Barrett. I love that move. Down, but so is the referee still. So Dionysus isn't able to pin right away. So he goes and he stirs the referee first before he covers Dolly. He gets a 1, he gets a 2, and Dolly gets a kick out. But she's still in pretty bad shape. So Dionysus starts wrapping in his signature 5-point triangle hold, which is just going to be impossible for anyone to get out of. There's not much time left on the clock. 2 minutes to go. Dolly starts squirming around. We're running out of time here. She turns into Dionysus and is able to hit him with a little hammer blow to the nose. She does that 3 times in a row before his arms fly back, and she's able to counter into the rolling waters submission. Dionysus is fighting out of it. He's really close. There's 59 seconds left on the clock. But again, Dolly flips Dionysus back into the center of the mat where she wrenches back, and he has no choice left but to tap out and winner. And I know it sucks. Dolly is still the
Oh God, what a match!
Definitely a really fun, entertaining match. And I mean, just like,
dude, you write shit heels so fucking well.
I know.
I love this.
It's my soul. It's my essence. I'm really truly.
He's in his bag.
My favorite part is when Dylan was describing the abs, because I was like, ooh, he could describe them better if he took his shirt off.
Yeah, he's a living reference for it. It's great.
He just put a mirror and wrote what he saw.
Dylan, my second wish is for you to take your shirt off.
I was waiting for that.
My boys, you
We're
just don't know.
gonna lose our next episode.
Oh, but yeah, no, fucking great match. Like, Dionysus looked strong as fuck in this match, and you really sold Dolly being scared of him really fucking well. And yeah, no, fucking good match. I am a little sad that Dionysus lost, because I do love Dio stuff, but I adore Gypsy Queen Dolly Waters at the moment, so I'm still happy she retained.
It was definitely a nice sight to see as like a little throwback, because like for those who were who've been around in the XWF for a while. Before the championships advantage came into effect for the TV title matches, how it originally used to be was that all the matches were for a 15-minute time limit.
Mhm.
So seeing that was a really good flash from the past, especially with how Dolly just controlled the clock throughout and just purposely wasted time just so she could try and duck Dionysus. That was a really, really good touch. I loved seeing that,
Really
honestly.
great, yeah. I kind of forgot as well how much what's the word? Drama the time limit adds. When you're seeing the counting down and everything like that, and it gets 30 seconds, it's oh shit, this is tense now.
Yeah.
Really, really good stuff, man. Really good stuff.
I appreciate it. I don't like writing my own matches. I held out, and that was one of the last matches for anybody to pick up. So I'm glad it turned out that way, and that you folks enjoyed it. I wanted to really I wanted to highlight and show just how much I thought of Dionysus' writing, his work, and how potential I think he's got going forward. And so I hope it showed out that he's going to be a top player in the Fed.
Yeah, it definitely shined
for sure.
100%. Did really well. Okay, next match for the Extreme title. John Black versus Goth. I was supposed to write this match, but I'm a lazy, sleepy boy. So I asked for help instead, and this was a team effort from Thunder Knuckles, Bobby Bourbon, and Dolly Waters, I believe.
No, Dolly didn't help. Charlie did.
Oh,
But
Charlie.
we'll talk about
Sorry.
Yeah.
Dolly gave moral support.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. But yeah, this match actually was a lot of fun to write because there were how many of us sitting in chat while we were banging it out? Me, Charlie, I think Ned showed up at one point.
Wow.
Sitting in there just BSing while we were coming up with stuff. TK was experimenting with an AI to write the match, and then we had to go in and polish it up because an AI is a shitty writer for matches. So,
Poor Chat GPT.
yeah, and that's no slight against JB or Goth. It's just that match didn't get picked up till the last minute, so we try to give it some cool credence. A lot of the match again, just TK just let a bot do a lot of the opening parts. Charlie went in and did the commentary between the parts, and then at one point I just all right, I'll start working on the finish here, and I just had him fight outside with a kendo stick and. Line of the night is Goth is pulling 0 punches tonight. He is sexy for it by tip. Because all the Goths move now. They start fighting on the announce table, which is made of steel, which explains why the announce table never breaks at an XWF show or at March Madness. They fight on there for a while. The announcers get mad at them for fighting on their desk, and then finally, leave because they're tired of all this violence at the desk. No, they leave because JB goes under the ropes, run to under the ring to find an illegal weapon because Goth found a kendo stick, and then they were fighting back and forth, using the kendo stick, and then apparently JB had a snake under there, just like Jake the Snake Roberts pulled it out.
My God.
Snake Roberts at Goth, which scared the announce team. Goth countered though, put him through the barricade. And we have a new Extreme Champion in Goth, and I had a lot of fun reading their work. It's just I don't know how much we got to play off of their RPs, unfortunately, because it was if TK's writing a match, it's midnight hour time.
Yeah.
No, that's no slight against TK. He just doesn't like writing matches for the most part.
That's fair.
No, he said that to me as well when he offered help because I told him I was writing 2 matches at 3 o'clock in the morning my time because I am also an idiot who writes too late. So, yeah, I appreciate TK stepping up and that, and for you guys helping out as well. Really,
For sure.
heavily appreciated. And the match was a fun read as well.
It definitely was.
A really
I gotta
fun
say,
read.
I gotta say, John Black trying to use a snake to win only to end up losing just goes to show you can't really trust these snakes in the grass, man. What the hell?
Bruh.
There you go. Pun of the night by Maverick, ladies and gentlemen. Pun of the night. That's pun of the
Yep.
Future Gator, put up a little graphic here saying pun of the night and have some confetti fall down.
There's a little comical gold star, really poorly drawn.
Yeah.
And it's written in Comic Sans.
Written Comic Sans, and have your favourite stop sound effect of the children going, yay!
There you go.
I actually contributed a line to this match, and I forgot that I did.
What was the line?
It was Heather goes, "This is just a good old-fashioned fight. I love it." And then Pip says, "JB looks like he's going to need to get tested, and I don't mean for glasses." This is after some of Goth's blood drips onto JB's face.
Oh!
That's
The Goth drops are really coming into effect here.
Ooh,
that's just rude to Goth.
it's
Well,
pretty.
we can start
It's fucking
that
asshole.
Hold on. You're trying to imply that one of the announce team thinks that our current reigning Extreme Champion has a blood disease. That's just sad.
I know.
Something
Like,
crazier should
Pip
happen,
is
to be
fucked up,
fair.
dude.
Pip is a cunt.
And acknowledge that
Yeah,
JB
Pip
already has a
is
blood
a
disease.
little.
Well, it's a post-COVID world too. Let's be fair.
Yes, no, that is true. Yeah, you are right about that.
That's what he meant. He meant for COVID.
Oh, that's what you meant. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Gaslight us all, Ned.
Damn.
If I was gaslighting you, you wouldn't even know. So, next up,
I don't know, man.
What?
I love how
You give Sidney Grey a run for her money with all that gaslighting.
So next up, we have a broken image to the Hall of Legends logo.
It isn't broken for me. It's just the old shitty one for some reason. I spent time remaking it because Theo asked me to and didn't use it. The fucking cunt. So because of that, we're skipping this. Congratulations, engineer.
Okay,
but I don't care anymore.
Damn.
The engineer, TLDR, the engineer Dexter Wright gets inducted. You get some Corey talk. You get some Robert discussion. And
Robert
then
May coming back for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then apparently there appears to be a young man with the face of Dexter Wright. Who could that be?
Who could that be? We'll never know.
Could it be?
We'll never know. He'll never appear again. He's not a wrestler. He's just some guy.
Nope. Well, in any event, we come back to the finals of March Madness between Noah Jackson and Sidney Grey. So I wonder who could take this match.
Who could do this? Oh.
Genie, we have our third and final wish ready for you.
Okay, I'm back. Okay. Yeah, this was the third match that I was able to help out with, and I felt like, again, horrible because I felt like I wrote this really great Dolly match, first, and then I wrote this, especially the Ned and Sidney thing I was like, oh God, as I worked my way through that one, just worn out, and then just absolutely exhausted as I wrote Noah Jackson versus Sidney Grey for the finals of March Madness. And this thing starts out with Noah and Sidney both trying to try to employ some shit heel tactics. They both keep jumping. They immediately roll out of the ring as the match starts and start shouting back and forth at each other. This goes on for several minutes. Noah screams, get back in the ring, you cunt. And then Sidney is implying that Noah is trying to steal her strategies. The crowd is getting really upset. I'm feeling like this thing went on for a good solid 10 minutes back and forth of this pace in the ring, dropping, not wanting to fight. They're both really exhausted at this point. But as the garbage starts raining down from the audience, Noah squirms. He gets beer. He curses at the fans. Sidney's being pummeled with half-eaten bratwurst. And the two finally forced back in the ring, where they reluctantly meet in the center of the mat, slowly locking hands in a test of strength. But the awkward display of forced sportsmanship is short-lived, as Sidney almost immediately forgoes the test of strength and knees Noah in the midsection. So this thing kind of, starts going back and forth from there. It turns into a bit of a war. I like that Bobby pointed out about the announce table earlier, because we get to a point where this thing has just gone back and forth. The two are back on the outside of the ring. Noah flings Sidney over the announce table, and he stands her up, and he's going to hit his his thunder down driver on Sidney through the announce table, but there's sort of this awkward moment where Sidney tries to counter. The two hit the table really awkwardly, and it doesn't break. It just kind of collapses. They're both, I think, relatively light wrestlers, and so they're both down. They're hurting. They're about to get double counted out to the much to the approval of Heather Halliwell, who doesn't like either of them and thinks that maybe we can have a King XWF for the next year. Pip then accuses her of being a filthy anarchist.
Damn.
She needs to go commentate on Thursday nights with the Anarchy crew. But Noah's up, Sidney's up. They get into the ring. He tries to gouge her eyes, but Sidney counters, grabbing the arms and rolling, hitting him with the reality check. But no, Noah's able to counter that and hit the so sick kick. The trademark blast Sidney into the corner where she collapses on her rear. Noah's positioning himself in the corner opposite of Sidney, and he starts the ever loved cunt chants. He takes off running and cunt punch or cunt kicks or whatever it is. Hits Sidney with a nasty kick in the lower regions. This doesn't look good at all. I'm imagining there's a lot of oohs and ahs and vomiting from the audience when this happens. Yeah. So he jerks her up, and no one knows that Sidney Grey. Everyone kind of knows that Sidney had this horrific fall from the top rope earlier in her career. So she does not like being on the top turnbuckle. Avoids it with every inch of her being. But he puts her up there, and he's going to hit his super finisher move, the destroy the evidence. He's got her pinned underneath of his legs. He's getting ready to pile drive her off the top turnbuckle when Sidney remembers just how distracted Noah can be, and she says, "Hey, look there." Noah does look there, sees nothing, gets shoved off the top rope where he falls awkwardly on his neck. Sidney isn't going to jump off the top rope. Oh no, she trembles her way down to the middle rope, dives off with the Sidney drop across Noah's throat, pins 1, 2, 3, and we've got a new queen of the XWF. Oh, I'm sorry, the king.
The woman king.
The lady king.
The lady king.
The
That's
lady
right.
king.
Yes. The lady.
Good way to put it. This was just really phenomenal with the character work. Just seeing Sidney and Noah trying to out shit heal each other throughout the match and really trying to use mind games throughout. Just oh my god, it was just amazing. Yeah. Especially with the ending with Sidney just managing to get Noah just distracted. You definitely knew what you were doing with writing these characters. It was kind of what I was trying to do earlier in the opener with trying to have Peter Moore in a facial to reflect his RPs, how you reflected that too with really trying to capture both of their opportunistic sides, and that really just added to the quality of the match. And I loved it from start to finish. You did a really good job.
You did a great job, mate. Honestly. I think like you said, you were just exhausted writing it because it was late and you already wrote 2 matches. I think that really helped in this match, honestly, because both of these characters would be so fucking exhausted right now as well.
Right.
And the time wasting really shows how tired they actually fucking are. So yeah, I think you did a great job, and I love that Sidney won by distracting Noah because they're right in that he does get distracted by saying "What's that behind you," which is great.
Exactly.
Yeah, perfect.
Well,
no, I love that.
Another thing that I'd like to touch on is specifically that because you were exhausted, you were worn out, you were writing kind of instinctually. You mentioned earlier your essence is shit heel work. Mm-hmm. So I think it played in even more. You were able to just write what you know really easily.
Yeah, you did a great job, mate. I love this match. I'm really happy with it.
Agreed.
Yeah, just happy to help folks. I hated that either one had to lose. But Sidney Grey, I mean, what can you say? She's the new lady king, and had a fun time
on top right now.
Yeah, had a fun time bring that to life.
I am not sad about losing either. I said this to Ned and TK and a couple other people. As soon as Sidney dropped her second RP, I knew I was losing. I knew she was winning. A second RP was just a killer. You couldn't beat it. You legit could not beat it. So no, not sad at all about losing. Really happy for Sidney. I hope her reign is eternal. It's really good.
Guys, I'm kind of bummed out because we had this perfectly good genie. This genie's lamp over here. We summoned Dolly, and I just wish that we had. Oh, look over here! There's another perfectly good genie's lamp. I wonder who comes out of this one.
Let's rub it. Rub the lamp.
Mark, that's you.
Hey,
Hi.
what was the plan if after all that I hit disconnect and didn't show up? What was?
Well, then we
improv
knew
had
that
gone
was a
bad.
piece of shit, and we tossed him in the trash.
Yeah.
We impersonate
I
you.
have- Yeah, we just have Bobby do your voice.
It just
No,
does,
that's fair.
it just does this spot on Dusty Rose impression instead.
Mhm. That's fair.
Sounds about right.
Here's
That's
Mark
fair, no?
Flynn, baby, with the genie in the bottle, and I'm here to talk about something to do with your Jack.
The optimal path, Daddy.
The optimal path, Daddy. We're going to take you up that optimal path, down the optimal path, and when you come off the other side, you will see the light.
We're going to be going down to the optimal path branded golf course here with this main event.
Oh, hell yes. Okay, our main event for March Madness is Matt Flynn versus Bobby Bourbon in a mini golf masters mayhem. So the ring crew, headed by Chris Vaughn, of course, did an excellent job dismantling the ring and instead replacing it with a miniature golf course with windmills, giant animatronic gorillas, a scaled down aggro crag, loop-de-loops, and even a motherfucking moat.
Power of the hammer at work.
Oh, hell fucking yes. I wrote this match. It took a long time. I kept getting distracted. Every single time I thought, oh yeah, this is a good ending point, I ended up writing another 1,000 words. So here we go. So
There you go.
match starts off, and it looks like there's going to be a very standard mini golf match with quiet falling over the crowd, and Matt Flynn steps up to the tee first off, and using everything he learned from Dick Powers, thrusts the ball into the hole without ease. Dick Powers shedding a single tear at his apprentice. And fucking Bobby steps up to the tee, pushes Flynn out the way, pulls a goddamn 5-wood, which is the biggest club in the world, and whacks the shit out of it, hitting the fucking spotlight up above, bounces off the animatronic gorilla, and just falls in the hole. And
Not the animatronic gorilla.
Yeah, baby. And
If you're going to put a ball in the hole, you want to bang it off of the end. That's fundamentals. That's mini golf.
That's basics. That's what they teach you in Putt 101.
It's not called putt-putt. It's called mini golf. Putt-putt's brand name.
Shut up,
It's
Ned.
putt-putt in our hearts.
It's putt-putt in my heart.
You know what putt sounds like, don't you?
Yeah, I do. That's the sound it makes whenever I get my mason jar.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
I missed something.
Ned,
Sometimes when I write an RP, I only have one idea for a joke going into it, and the joke was what putt sounds like when you. And I was like, no, I can milk 2,000 words out of that for sure, absolutely.
Yeah, you totally did.
As it goes. I respect the grind.
That joke gave me humongous entertainment.
I hate you. Okay. So, Mark and Bobby both sink in the first hole with ease, and go to the second one. A fun chant breaks out, so the crowd is decisively on the side of Bobby here. Fuck Flynn. But Pip tries to convince everybody that they're not saying fun, they're saying Flynn. So.
Oh.
Yeah. So a whole
Pip is coping hardcore, by the way.
Oh yeah, Pip in this match is he's fully swallowing copium the entire time.
Just having a picture of Pip on screen, just awkwardly edit in the copium bit over him.
I will try.
Oh my god.
Oh, second hole, Mark sinks it with ease again, overcoming the small rotating disc in the centre. But Bobby kind of stumbles. He gets a knee of the hole but doesn't go to it. Flynn doesn't wait for Bobby to sink the ball. He stomps over to the windmill to line up his shot. But as he swings, the crowd erupts when Bobby gets a hole in. And Flynn is pissed off at this because his concentration's been broken. Goddamn Bobby getting all the attention here like a prick. So, as Bobby comes to the windmill and takes aim, Flynn smashes his white gold stars and stripes club over Bobby's neck, and the brawl begins. What happens next? I always forget my own matches. Okay, there we go. So Flynn, after hitting Bobby with the golf club, grabs him by the collar and waist, throws him into the windmill, looks at the small hole on the windmill, decides that could be bigger, so Sprint breaks his foot off in it, making the hole a bit larger to fit Bobby's arm in it, and like traps his arm inside the larger hole as a windmill fan like comes in, and the blade starts like tearing away at Bobby's arm, like really pushing it into the side. Like Flynn really like just being nasty, basically. Being a nasty bastard.
Trying to cut off his arm, goddamn.
Yeah. Bobby manages to escape the hold while the windmill kind of like whirs and like breaks under being stopped by this. And tries to fight back, but Flynn sneakily gets in a Fujiwara armbar and against Bobby's weakened arm. But Bobby uses all the strength he can muster to pick up Flynn and smash him into the side of the windmill spine first, which drops him. But Bobby, at this moment in time, cannot lift his other arm to save his life. It is dead, as far as we can see.
Drama. You can't do the Bobby bomb.
Yeah, exactly. That was Mark's plan all along. No arm, no Bobby bomb. So, Flynn manages to sneak away, gets to the castle hole, which is a large castle with a moat around it, and sneaks inside. Bobby chases after him, and then Flynn blindsides him, getting a fucking strike in, and then knee lifting him, throwing him into the castle proper. And we'd lose sight of the two for a moment as we just hear the sounds of brawling, and they appear at the top of the castle roof, both brawling. Flynn says some shit, Bobby says some shit back, and and Flynn twats Bobby pretty hard, sending us back against the castle turrets at the top, and then hits the repartee, a big knee to the chin into a Northern Light suplex with a pin. Just gets his kick out at 2.5. Flynn is enraged. Irwin is outraged because that's his only simp at the moment in time. And oh god, why am I so bad? There we go. Yeah, Flynn picks up Bobby, tries to Irish whip him off the roof, but Bobby reverses it, sending Flynn to the turrets, and then EMC squared the Earth mightiest choke slam off the castle, and Flynn goes into the moat. Bobby takes a well-deserved breather at the top as Flynn swims out of the moat, gasping for air, and then sees the Atomic Gorilla and Irwin, and decides to rush over there as Bobby gives chase. Flynn grabs a golf club and a ball from Irwin to try and win the match via mini golf rules or putt rules, if you're cool.
Because as you know, in mini golf, it's not about score; it's who finishes first.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Exactly. It's a speed game.
It is.
Yeah.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
I'm glad that portion of the match took place where Homer and Marge used to sneak off to eat onion rings.
Yeah. And where Bart was conceived?
Yes.
I think you might be right.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar on the Simpsons lore, so I can't really weigh in here.
Yeah. No, we only know Chris Van
I think you're
Chris
right.
Van Bomb lore
I
around
believe
here.
you're correct.
Exactly. That's the lore that counts.
Okay, so Flynn tries to sink a hole at the gorilla hole, but Bobby runs in and charges, shoulder checks him, gets him away from the hole, and then Flynn's in fight or flight mode right now and decides to go to the gorilla as its big King Kong arms, like beating against the chest, grab onto the arm of the gorilla and scales it as Bobby looks at him like, what the fuck are you doing? As the crowd begin to throw trash and overpriced beer out of Flynn's time wasting, Bobby finally decides just to go after Flynn, gets up the arm himself, gets to the chest, and Flynn says, "Irwin," now jumps off the shoulder, and Irwin grabs a device, hits a switch on it, and the giant animatronic gorilla explodes. A giant fireball ascends out from the chest and sends Bobby flying.
This feels like something you'd seen in an Indiana Jones movie or some shit like that. Like,
no, totally. I tried to make this as over the top as I could. So Flynn's hobbling on pretty bad legs right now after the fall, as Bobby is sent to the other side of the course, almost kind of on fire a bit, and Flynn hobbles over to him. Kinda kicks over Bobby, gets a 1, 2, 3 no kick out at 2.9. Flynn is in absolute disbelief. Bobby manages to just kick out after being exploded, which is unbelievable. The crowd pop huge, saying "fuck him up, Bobby, fuck him up," to rouse him, try and get him up from the ground, as Flynn goes to poor Chaz Bobo, our head referee. It gives him a good old slap because of the slow count, big quotation marks there. And Flynn just turns back to Bobby as he's starting to get us up, digs a heel into Bobby's bicep, injured arm, just fucking really adding insult to injury, before picking him up and slapping him around, sending him up the aggro crag, which they are near now, and gets to the peak and tries to go for the end, but Bobby comes to life, trapping Flynn's leg, saying "you talk too much," and giving a "sure you can" for his
very appropriate,
Very
Die Hard action movie ending, telling
very much
Flynn, who has, I think, said the most words you can say as Universal Champion. I think if you averaged it out, and I know I'm the stats guy, I should know this, but I believe he said 3 times as many words as any Universal Champion before him. You talk too much is the right thing to say before you murder him. So
he's at the top 3 of Universal Champions who talk a lot, and he's not 2 or 3.
Yeah. So yeah, I also think it's very fitting how this is just me gushing over shit, but yeah, how this match more or less ends with a Shoryuken after this pay-per-view was modelled after Street Fighter as well.
The perfect cherry on top.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so Shoryuken off the aggro crag, which of course has a lot of meaning in itself, and Bobby lines up, giving a salute to the crowd. Flying circus, big senton off the top of the aggro crag, lands and connects with Matt Flynn. Chaz Bobo slides in for the count. 1, 2, 3. Bobby did it, and Pip is mortified.
Woo!
And winner, a new Universal Champion, Bobby Bourbon.
Not for long.
No.
What is this?
First, I want to give you some kudos, man. Great match. I'm glad I was able to give you a headache with a stupid stipulation. Me and Flynn were talking about what to do with stipulation, and he brought up "Hey Dude" or something Nickelodeon, and I immediately just what about mini golf? And then me and him just started joking back and forth for a half hour about how silly that could be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
As a side, really quick, I just want to say that I was very apologetic to Theo after the chess wrestling match, and I was like, "Hey," after the Bobby and I were talking about it on Facebook, and I said to Theo, "Hey, this is the match. First of all, I'm sorry again for what we're gonna do, but I want to say, don't worry. Bobby and I are talking out spots. We're gonna write this match." And then the second the match writing thread goes up, Gator takes it. And I'm like, well, fucked it again. That's
Gator was on that white on rice.
Yeah, no, that's it. They did 10 minutes after I saw the friend go up, and I was like, mini golf mayhem. I wanted it, I needed it. I knew I should say no because my work schedule's fucked, my sleep schedule's fucked. I knew I was going to be late with the match, but I needed to do it. I just needed to do it. I love these dumb match
It
things.
came out great, and I was guilty the entire. I was like, well, I can't believe I did this again. Can't believe I fucked.
I don't care. I love writing it.
Very good.
Thank you.
When the fucking match writing thread went up, I heard just this sonic boom of just spunk, and my head went up, and I went, "Oh, Gator got that match, huh?"
Yeah, go figure.
I needed it. Yeah, I'm happy with how it turned out. I think I could have made it a bit longer, but I didn't want to make it 5K instead of 4K, which I think it ended up at. I'm not too sure. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I'm happy with it. And
then it fed into something that I have gotten some guff over. Because about a week into the roleplay cycle, I was like while we were role playing, I just got this dumb idea in my head, and I hit up Theo, and I was like, "Hey, it'd be funny if I win, just have Bobby call out the winner of March Madness, whoever it is, and lose to him." And he's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. It'll create some buzz, like a storyline. It's like instant storyline. If Flynn wants, we can do another rematch, and then at the next pay-per-view, we can do a match for the title. It doesn't, it continues. It makes more matches happen.
yeah,
I
I really get your understanding from it, and it was interesting to do. I don't think you deserve any guff for it at all.
Oh, I have.
It was like it was like WrestleMania 9 with Hogan, but actually entertaining this time.
Yeah.
Kinda. No, the first time. That's why I keep adding those early '90s spots too to the matches I was writing, like the Jake the Snake stuff. I did the Earthquake spots and the tag matches because I knew I was doing Hogan Hart from WrestleMania 9.
Perfect.
That is not popular. But I knew that if I did this, that if this flew, like if I won the match and then this happened, like there would be people that were like, "What the fuck just happened?" And that's what I was going for. And it does open shit up, but I have gotten some guff. Like there's a certain member of Bob who was like very upset. Like in the DMs, it's like as soon as the results come out, it wasn't like, "Hey man, congratulations, that was a hell of a match on your ass," like blah blah blah. Right, he did. That was like, was it your idea to have Sidney Grey come out? I'm like, yeah. Like,
I think I know the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in 1 second. I just I forgot to say something as well. Like, so when you were talking about like the Nickelodeon stuff and like how you landed on mini golf, this was completely coincidental. But when I was writing the chess match as well, I had Pip mention that we did have a golf match like several years ago as well. So
yeah,
even because you just came up with your own idea, like the fact that it still tied into that match just from one mention on commentary, like works really fucking well. So yeah, love that.
Foreshadowing at work.
Yeah, I mean that was also a callback to way back, way back, like Game Girl, and we were going up against each other. Like I was at the stipulation for a match, and it was what the cooking show match, where it was basically but also a wrestling match. That's such a ridiculous idea. But when I brought that up, I think it might have been, I forget who it was. I want to say might have been Theo even. I don't know. They brought up the golf match. Like they did a match that was based off of golf. And I was like, huh, that also poked in there. Like, that's for old people like me.
That's your citizen card.
Yes.
I just want to point out that golf match that happened as well. That was between Morbid Angel and Mastermind, and the loser had to get a sex change, which never happened. You Mastermind, you coward.
Maybe he was just waiting for Chris Vaughn to be ready with that hammer.
Oh, maybe.
Okay.
Gentlemen, I want to bring it back to what happened, and like after the match, Bobby Bourbon does call out Sidney Grey, the king of the XWF, and challenges her right then and there to defend his title to her. He's all messed up from the prior match, but to be fair, this is her fourth match of the night. It's not a long encounter. Bobby tries the Bobby Bomber, but that arm is still no good, and he's all busted up from the explosion. Counters the Bobby Bomb, pins him. 1, 2, 3. New Universal Champion. An Anarchy Star is the Universal Champion, which I think we were joking about it with when we were the last podcast crew. We used to joke about that, and it's nice to be here because it's the first time I've actually listened to the podcast since I wasn't on it. Fair. That's not serious. I never even listened to it when I was on it. But
I know. That's why I love it.
yes, but yeah, Sydney, she's had a hell of a month, and yeah, it's very angly what we did with the Universal title. Was there an official match for Sidney Grey to walk out with the championship after role playing for it? No. Did she role play her ass off this role play cycle? Yeah. Did she do it all month long? Yeah. Whoever was March Madness winner definitely earned it through their role playing by cutting through the rest of the competition, is the way I see it. From a pure role playing versus angled standpoint, if you want to be a purist and consider this, and if this is still real to you, then yeah, whoever won March Madness earned the title, as far as I'm concerned. And there's more bullshit in the works. Maybe Flynn challenged for it. Maybe I challenged for it. I feel like I'm channeling Chris Page right now by talking about all the potential story options, but there's more story
It's
options.
worth talking about. It's worth talking about, really.
HGH has a legit contendership shot for the uni title now.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah.
Don't forget the mysterious masked attacker that cost Sidney the Anarchy title that won HGH. Should send if he's the attacker be in the line. Yeah, absolutely.
I've heard of attacker. Yeah.
Anarchy fans got to be riding high. They've gone from Gator just denying its existence to now hosting the Universal Champion.
Oh, absolutely
But
right.
yeah.
No.
The night ends with Sidney Grey ruling the world, ruling the Universal title as your Lady King.
Mm-hmm.
And then we end off the show with the next pay-per-view announcement coming live on Sunday, June 4th from the Tokyo Dome of all places. It is War Games. So that is definitely going to be something I am looking forward to. I always love War Games.
Same. Everyone get your inner weebs and kaiju creations out for this War Games. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, for sure. I can't wait to see how the teams shape up. But yeah, that is March Madness.
I'm excited for War Games because we had a huge field for March Madness. If we get that big of a field for War Games, imagine a War Games where there's 5 matches. We have 8 teams. That sounds epic. That's 32 people to get that working. If we hit that number, I'd be super excited. I'm jazzed. Again, I am not a fucking captain. Never, ever.
I was a captain once, never again.
Yeah, same.
I was one twice, and I'm not talking about it again.
Okay, before we go into the Warfare card, any final thoughts on March Madness at all from any of you guys?
Best show in ages. And I don't mean that to discount the other shows. It was just fucking amazing.
Yeah, it was a great show.
I think it was definitely a coming out party for a lot of people. I mean, Noah obviously coming right back in with a full head of steam and just really cemented himself again throughout the tournament, just making sure that he was recognized as one of the best people on the roster. Ned Kaye with his underdog story, really definitively fleshing himself out as the hero here. I mean, Peter Vaughn also, you could argue that he was setting himself up for a face turn depending on how his role plays are going. I tried reflecting that through the opener match. Bobby also too, just finally getting the big one once again, only to lose it just like that. And of course, Sidney Grey just coming out of nowhere and having this monster run up to the top, lying, cheating, stealing her way to that. And I mean, just she's now going to be a mega hated champion. So I mean, just amazing show all around, and I can't be happier about it.
Hey, Mav, just to correct you, just let's not forget, there is one person that did remind me that I am the person who gave away the uni title twice.
True.
So
I'm kind of interested. Sorry, I'm kind of interested as well now between me and Bobby, who has the shortest uni title reign.
Canonically, and yes, of course I know this. Canonically, Gator's reign is 10 minutes. And I believe Bobby's. Obviously, it doesn't have a time on the Sidney Grey match, but considering it was one finisher and then another finisher, Bobby's might be a hair shorter.
Oof.
Yeah, a couple minutes. Yeah.
I have the shortest
probably 6 minutes.
Taking my crown, Bobby. You're taking my crown.
I'd probably say more along the 8-minute mark, but yeah, definitely. I say shorter than 10.
Hey,
I
just
want to touch over the finish of this show just like briefly, and because Bobby, you said you were catching some flack about it, but anyway, the going back to when I got to write that main event for Snow Job between Flynn and Vaughn, and then I was given the segment of Bobby getting involved there. I don't think I'd even imagine just how great the feud between Flynn and Bobby was going to be leading up, the first match and then the subsequent finish match here at March Madness, and just the having the sort of the selflessness to angle that title away just to open up the doors for so many more potential outcomes. I think that it's really exciting. It's unexpected. You love to see a wrestling show, in that way in real life, I think, and it's especially great here. And kudos to you two for putting on just a phenomenal back and forth over the last few weeks. It's been fun to read what I could read of all of it, and the matches were great. And I thought that finish was stupendous.
Mm-hmm. Totally agreed. Also, early feud of the year contender. Yeah, I think, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got to be up there for sure. For sure.
Yeah. I also wanted to mention coming out party. Go ahead, Bobby.
Oh, the year-end awards, man. It's going to be October. We're not going to remember March.
I mean, that's not a lie. That's 100% true.
Yeah.
You mentioned coming out party, Mav, and I also wanted to mention HGH because, how can you ignore that historic kind of win of the Anarchy title?
Right. I mean, as was said earlier, he now has a legitimate contendership possibility for the Universal Championship.
Bingo.
Is anyone else on the? I guess Lachlan. Has anyone else on the Anarchy roster scored a win over a Uni champ? I think it might just be HGH now, with the exception of maybe Lachlan.
I have to take a look at some of them. I mean,
depending on, right. I want to say.
Are we saying Uni champ in general?
A reigning Uni champ, right?
Okay, yeah, during their reign. That's fair.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, like, a Uni champ in general, like, have that accolade. I was going to name a few people, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fucking Unknown Soldier lost all the time in Anarchy. So, and he was a Uni champ.
Yeah.
All right.
Plus, like, Mastermind probably beat someone like Scully a couple times, something like that.
I mean, who hasn't, though, so...
True. But you said Anarchy in particular, so I figure I might as well mention that.
Should I take us home with Weekend Warfare card?
Go for it.
Go right on ahead.
All right. April 8th, 2023. It's Weekend Warfare live from the Paycom Center in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Starting off the night is Michael McBride versus Taylor Rabbit in a singles match. And then you've got Ben Kuhn versus Jason Cash. Following that is a pay-per-view quality match 3 times in a row. We've got Charlie Nichols versus Sarah Loughlin. Then we got Mark Flynn versus TK Thunder Knuckles. And then Bobby Bourbon versus Ryan Keto. Goth defends his Extreme Championship against Kadron Tiberius in an Extreme Rules match. And our main event, Dolly Waters, your television champion, defends against Isaiah King. You're going to love to see it. It's going to be very good.
That's an insane card.
Definitely going to be one of the top warfares of the year.
Oh my god.
Just that 3-match span in particular, like all the matches are going to be fun, but that 3-match span, oh my god, it's going to be a treat to see.
Yeah,
I would say not just a 3-match span. It's the full card. I mean, yeah, it's nice.
I said all the matches were going to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Goth and Kadron, that's going to be I think that's going to be a sleeper. I think Dolly, Isaiah King is really going to be killer. Like,
yeah.
God. Oh my gosh, yes, of course, definitely. That title match is going to be like, knock your socks off. Amazing. I'm not trying to take away from anybody else on the card. Definitely.
I did have to swoop in and pick up Flynn versus TK. I'm going to have a blast writing that. That's going to be awesome.
I'm looking forward to reading the IPs from Goth vs. Cadron because those are going to be fucking mental.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh, yes.
Oh, what a card. What a show. Really big show.
Really big show.
True.
Okay. Right, we are. I was looking at time, like about halfway through March Madness, and I was like, "Oh wow, we're going really short here." And I was thinking, "Oh, the
No.
problem for that is Vinny Lane." And I'm looking at time now, and nope. Still a 2-hour show. Gotta love that.
Mhm.
At least we're consistent.
Mhm.
We had a lot of banner going on, but it was good banner.
Yeah, it was a fun
Yeah.
show. I really enjoyed it. Thank you, Bobby Bourbon. Thank you, Dolly Waters, and thank you, Matt Flynn, for coming on the show. Really appreciate you.
Well, you're welcome.
Absolutely. We
Yeah,
love
all you guys are always welcome. I mean, definitely great to have you on here, honestly.
Absolutely, yeah.
Pleasure's all.
Okay, so how do we end this? We've got 3 special guests. So I'll tell you what, let's go one by one. Bobby Bourbon, do you have anything to say to the people listening at home?
No, I do not. Fuck off. No.
Damn.
No. Don't edit that out, though. I want people to know that I'm weird.
Yeah, okay.
So I guess what I have to say to the people at home is I'm weird like that.
Perfect. Dolly Waters, do you have anything to say to the people at home?
Nothing to say to the people at home, but something to say to all you folks on the podcast here. I'm really sick and tired of you all bullying Ghost Tank, and I love you, Ghost.
Oh, damn.
I'm actually like
Yeah.
low-key highly attracted to you, and I think you're just a beautiful, beautiful specimen. And that's all I have.
Aw,
Oh,
that's great to hear. Mark
That's it.
Flynn, do you have anything to say?
In character, I'd just like to make clear that the polls were rigged. Don't believe the media. I am still the Universal Champion. We've got to stop the count. We've got to stop the count that was made at when Bobby did the senton, and the referee counted to 2. We needed to stop the count right there. And I think that's
Hashtag stop the 3 counts.
No. Well, we get a graphic of the count from Sesame Street with like the no smoking symbol over him. Like,
Please.
oh wow. Beautiful. Okay. From everyone here at XWF Podcast and XWF in general, Maverick, Ned Kaye, Bobby Bourbon, Dolly Waters, Matt Flynn, thank you all for listening. And fuck you, TikTok, you vile Chinese scum.
And fuck you, Ghost Tank.
And fuck you, Ghost Tank.
Fuck you, Ghost Tank!